Hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at Call of Cthulhu's Keeper Guide. So this is one of the games from Chaosium that is pretty well known. One of the most popular role-playing games in the world. And you play as 1920s investigators. So overall, it's a setting kind of, I guess, put up by Sandy Peterson, who was a huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft, who wrote horror novels about strange cosmic horrors. Really interesting setup here. You have a table of contents, you have a nice little introduction, all these great example of play, really nice. So it explains the Cthulhu mythos to us as keepers and how to play. It uses a percentile base system where you have, 8 basic stats. Strength, constitution, size, dexterity, appearance, intelligence, power, and education. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! I think that's right. Yeah. All right. And the most important stat of all, luck. So in here it explains how this all works. Really, I think it's more complicated to explain it than to play it, because the character sheets are pretty kind of wild. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. You have you roll equal to or under whatever your stat is. So if a person has an 80 in, I don't know, engineering or something like that, they're one of the best engineers on the planet. But you have to deal with strange alien monstrosities that might have something like, 180 in their engineering. They're just beyond that of normal humans. One of the nice things with 7th edition is they added a bonus and a penalty die. So when you're rolling your D100, you add another 10 dice to it, and you would keep the lowest if you have an advantage. But if you have disadvantage or penalty, you would keep the higher of the two. So in this case, that might be bad if you only have a 30 in a skill. So in here we have many good little optional rules. We have the rules for combat. Like I think one of the sayings is, if you're having combat in Call of Cthulhu, you've already lost. So yeah, that's about it. We have a lot of good weapons. Guns typically add, I think, plus 50 to your initiative. So guns are very fast and very nice to have. They added chase rules to this edition, which I think are very complicated to understand, but when you are actually doing it, it makes sense and it feels pretty good. I usually do like a simpler version of chase, but it's nice to see that they added it in here. Now, one of the things in Call of Cthulhu is sanity. You slowly go insane sometimes from seeing all the reality-breaking horrors that are about. Then we have magic. With magic, you can cast spells at a great cost. As such, we have, let's see, how to play. A lot of the magic in here is kind of horrific and very, very costly to a person's sanity and maybe to your attributes too. Let's see what other fun things are there. Lots of fun ideas on how to run a Call of Cthulhu game and the like. From here we also have tomes of Eldritch lore, where they explain some of the books, kind of what's in them, which is pretty cool. I like all that. Then we have the actual spells, which you really need to be careful of. Some of these spells are just obscenely strong, even in D&D standards. And as a normal person, it'd probably be best never to cast any of these, but that's what cultists do. They figure out ways of casting these things and weird stuff happens. They even have alien technology, which gives you a lot of good ideas about how to throw that into a game or what have you. Even though the normal setting of this game is 1920s, you could technically run Call of Cthulhu in any setting. So they have like Dark Ages, Gaslight, which is Victorian era, modern, all that. Again, when you're dealing with mythos creatures, how bad they are to deal with is kind of staggering. I would highly suggest not fighting any mythos creature, but sometimes you have to. And some of them are just unnormal. They're very, very difficult to deal with. Let's see what other fun rules we have here. So in the back, they added a couple scenarios, which I do like when they do this. So you have amidst ancient trees, which is a very simple scenario to run for a new keeper. It's very linear. Printing out some of the handouts are is a good idea. I think they have them on the Chaosium website, just to help the players know kind of what's going on visually. Overall, it's a pretty decent adventure. Now they also have Crimson Letters. This is I think a far superior adventure overall. However, I think it's a little hard for new keepers to run. Lots of NPCs. You have a lot of options as a keeper on who the bad guy is going to be. You have a lot of good role-playing hooks for people, and it's a little bit to juggle, but I think with a little bit of practice or prep, you probably do quite well with that one. Then you get to a lovely appendix explaining everything. There's a how to convert the other systems to 7th edition in the back, which is nice if you're having difficulty. It should be like, after reading this, you should be able to convert almost any Call of Cthulhu into this very, very quickly. Lots of cost and shopping guides and all that. Summary of the rules, which can be good just to do a quick check. How combat flowchart works. How damage flowchart works, chases, how they work. It's pretty nice. You also have a really quick reference on how your rolls work. Lots of Eldritch words that you can use in your game if you wanted to. Really good index, very good job there. Lots of nice maps. The character sheets, as you can see here, they're nice enough to put modern and 1920s era into the main book. Lots of backers who helped make this happen. Thankful for them. And yeah, that's Call of Cthulhu's Keeper's Guide. I think this is one of the best RPGs on the market, and I really feel like if you haven't played Call of Cthulhu, you should probably try to, or pick up the book so that you can run it for your friends. Very good game.